Welcome to our back to school night, our virtual back to school night. My name is Mrs. Stilo, and I teach family and consumer science at Grafton High School. I teach advanced food and restaurant management this semester, along with food science and baking principles. Next semester, I will be adding food concepts as well. So, welcome once again, and we are here to share some information with you. If you haven't been on Canvas, we will go through that as well. So I'm going to stick myself down here in the corner. We're going to get on to the next slide, which is a little bit about me. I have been teaching for 34 years, and this is my 18th year at Grafton High School. And I also have taught 16 years in Milwaukee Public Schools. I received my Bachelor of Science degree in Family and Consumer Science from Mount Mary College. My health degree is from UW-Whitewater. I received my master's in 2005, and that is in curriculum and instruction from UW-La Crosse. I have been married 31 years to my husband, Rob, and we have 3 children who all attended and graduated from Grafton High School. Caitlin, 22, just graduated this past spring from Edgewood College in Web Design and Development. I have 2 identical twin girls, Erica and Lauren. They're 20 years old. They are both attending UW-Madison, still have a few years left before they finish their degree. Okay, this next slide will tell you how to get a hold of me if you have any questions. There's the first number, the 5500 number, that is the main office. The 5564 number, that is actually my classroom. And then I also have my email address, which is probably the best way to get a hold of me. I look at my emails after school, before school, sometimes, at night, just to see if I need to answer anybody's questions before the next day. So that is always a good way of getting a hold of me. The next thing that we're going to talk about is Canvas. Canvas is our learning management system here at Grafton High School, and it has a lot of good information. It has the learning targets and our standards. It has our syllabus, and it also has day-to-day, what are we going to do and what are we going to learn? And so I am going to take you over to food science and show you what that Canvas page looks like. So here we are. This is food science, and there's a welcome page, syllabus. We have some laboratory safety rules. I haven't gone through that yet with the students, but we'll do so before we get into our first lab. And the one thing I wanted to show you is right here. You see course Google Meet link in blue, and that Google Meet link in blue is for anybody who is virtual. So you click on that link, it'll direct you right into my classroom, and we can go ahead with synchronous learning. The group Meet links are used for groups to work together, but still be able to be kept separate. I'll just open that up so you can see that, but they can be distanced apart from one another, but they can still group together, and they have a link that they can work on things together in their groups. Okay, there's a BHT, so anybody who's virtual and they need extra help during a Black Hawk time, they can use that Google Meet link, and that will direct them right to me, and they can ask whatever questions they would like, they need help with. Every day I will have, this is for September 3rd, it was a B day on Thursday. And so it's the agenda, virtual blended learning slide, introduction, presentation, and a food science survey. So that just, lets me know a little bit more about the students. Also tells me if they are allergic to anything that I have to be careful of in our labs. Today was Tuesday, September 8th, and we talked about our new food products. I had a presentation on food innovations and a note taker that went right along with that. And then I had a video for the students to watch. It's called an Ed Puzzle video with question at the end of the video. So we're going to move on back up to the syllabus. Okay, and again, my information will always be on my syllabus for you. There's the more about your instructor and your course description. And so food science can be taken as and used as a food science or as a science credit for graduation, towards graduation. So it's becoming a more popular class now. It's been, I think this is my fourth year teaching it. And so food science benefits consumers every day with healthier diets, better tasting, affordable foods, and increased food safety. And food science, you really get to play with your food. Food science is an exciting area that applies a blend of basic sciences such as biology and chemistry and physics with biochemistry and mathematics to improve the taste and nutrition values of the world's food supply. So that's a lot of what we talked about today is the world's food supply. Curriculum includes hands-on experiences with our food labs, and the goal is to expand and explore the world of food science. It is really an upcoming field. They have an awesome food science program at UW-Madison, and it is really starting to get to be popular. Some of the units of study is food science, an old but new subject. You know, we haven't really talked about it that much within the last maybe 4 or 5 years. We're going to be talking about chemistry, basic food chemistry, the nature of matter, energy, ions, water. We're going to go through organic chemistry, sugar, the simplest of carbohydrates. We go through lipids and proteins and also enzymes. The micronutrients and micronutrients and phytochemicals will be taught, and we talk a little bit about additives. You know, the kids will hear me talk about carrageenan. It's an additive that's put into chicken that we don't really need in our chicken. So we talk about some of the additives that are good for us and some that are not so good for us. This here is my assessment. This is my grading scale right here. 30% for benchmarks, 70% for summative. So what is the difference between the two? Benchmarks are those targets that lets me know that kids are actually understanding the information, kind of leading towards taking a summative. So, you know, if there's a benchmark and some of the kids didn't quite understand it, you know, it gives me the opportunity to reteach it or talk about it in a different way so that I can prepare them better or the students better to take the summative test. The other thing, I don't have it in here, but I do want to talk about it, and that is to make sure that students bring headphones. I believe I have 24 students in this class, and so I can only have 12 students cook at one time, and the other 12 will be, you know, maybe preparing for the lab, maybe watching a video that prepares for the next lab, or maybe they're working together in their teams. But they need to bring headphones so that we are not, you know, disturbing each other. Okay. So this first unit, Introduction to Food Science, we have physical qualities of food and sensory evaluation, which is always, you know, really kind of a cool thing to do. It's going to be a little bit harder to do some of these things because we have to be, you know, make sure that we are distanced apart from one another. But sensory evaluation is always a fun thing to do. Elements into organic chem, simple carbohydrates, complex. Here again, we're talking about lipids. And then if time permits, we get into proteins and some of the other components of food science. This is a 1 semester class. And so it gives them a half credit, I believe, for science credit so that they are able to put that towards graduation. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know and email me. Otherwise, have a great evening.